This is the minimal environment that I will use, and I encourage you to use for testing Backbone. I can open this page and use the browser console to experiment with Backbone. It imports jQuery, underscore, and the Backbone scripts. Otherwise, the page is empty. So this is the same HTML file, and I open it in a browser and it appears as an empty page. I'm using Google Chrome, so I can press F12 and open the Google Developer tool and select the console tab to work with JavaScript. If I first have a look at the scripts tab, I can have a look at the scripts that are currently loaded, and as I'd expect, you can see that jQuery is currently loaded, underscore, and Backbone. To begin with, we can have a look at the Backbone object. So the Backbone object is in scope within this page, which is important so that we can work with some Backbone objects. And you can see all the Backbone objects that we've talked about so far are visible here. Models, collections, routers, events, view, and some others that we haven't spoke about yet. We can have a look at backbone.model. So this is the Backbone type that you use to represent the data in your application. The backbone.model is a function, and this function is a JavaScript constructor for creating new model objects. For example, if I wanted to create an object that represents a book, I can use the new keyword, ask for a new backbone.model, and I can provide some properties for my new object. So I'm going to have one property called title with the value white tiger, and I'll have an author property with the value Aravind Adiga. So the expression has returned undefined, which is okay because my new Backbone model object has been created and has been assigned to the variable book. So if we look at book, see it's a Backbone model with various properties that belong to Backbone models. If I wanted to retrieve a property from my model, I use the get method. So I can ask for the title property, get title, and it returns white tiger, which is the title that I set in the constructor. Backbone models don't store their data directly as properties on the object, which is why you have to use the get method if you want to read a property, and you have to use the set method if you want to write a property. So let's try writing a property. I'll update the title to the stripy tiger. That's done. If I inspect my model to see what it would look like as a JSON object, you notice that the title has updated to the stripy tiger and the author remains unchanged. This empty Backbone environment is useful for doing this kind of ad hoc Backbone testing if you just want to see how Backbone behaves with certain code and certain experiments. JS Fiddle is an online environment for experimenting with HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So all the technologies of the web. I've created a pre-configured JS Fiddle that you can use for working with backbone.js at the URL seen here. So what I mean when I say that it's pre-configured for working with Backbone is that it is already included jQuery 1.7.2, and if we have a look here in managed resources, I've also pre-included underscore.js and backbone.js. The format of JS Fiddle is the screen is divided into 4 working areas. The top left area is for defining some HTML snippet. The top right is for CSS styles to be applied. And the bottom left is for JavaScript. And when you click the Run button, JS Fiddle will apply the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that you've specified and display the output in the bottom right rectangle.